Hi, I'm Rebecca Carner. This is my first video of the new decade of 2020, so welcome everyone. The videos that I did last year, I would always focus on sort of a particular direction, a kind of either a word or a theme or an energy or a concept. And it's interesting, in the little break that I took towards the end of last year and into the beginning of this year, and then on approach to making this video, all I could think was, it doesn't even feel right to try and come up with one specific thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap into the energy body of the collective entities that are willing to be present and work with me here during the making of these videos. So I'm going to state today's date, which is January 13th, 2020. It doesn't matter when you watch these videos. It's really just about whatever energies come up, and whosoever watches these videos and whensoever you watch them, that it's going to be appropriate and right for you, and that you will experience the coherence of the tuning that I do, and it's just going to work out, and it's going to be exactly right, exactly when you do. So I'm grounding into the Earth Star chakra now, and I will say, when I was sort of thinking along the old lines, and I was trying to, quote, come up with something to focus on, or sort of divine meditate and figure out what is the most appropriate topic for the most people. One thing that really occurred to me, so today is Monday the 13th, yesterday, Sunday the 12th, from different reports from different people from literally all over the planet, there was in the morning or in the earlier part of the day a lot of pretty intense energy and pretty intense emotions. I know for me it came up of some kind of angst and feelings of kind of irritation that didn't fit into anything that was actually going on in my life. And then I heard from a colleague this morning, fairly early this morning, and he was saying that he had a bunch of anxiety. Somebody wrote in on a Facebook group that I'm a part of energy practitioners, that they had experienced, quote, weird feelings that she thought were maybe a little bit personal to her, but largely about some of the fires and stuff going on in Australia and some of the very large natural events that are going on. I also know that one incredibly large collective of meditators is doing a pointed meditation focus on Iran. So I say all that to say, if you're having really big feely feels, and regardless of what's going on in your life, whether you think all of your feels are actually yours or not, I kind of wanted today's tuning to be about just whether it's anxiety, resentment, nervousness, uncertainty, fear that your house is going to get burnt down if you live in Australia, that sort of thing. Whatever it is, be it big or small, it's how can we navigate it with grace? And how can we land these feelings in a way that that's easy for us to manage as humans, you know? Everyone just take a nice big deep breath here on a Monday. And really imagine the energy that's always abundant, always plentiful, always available to you, rising up from the center of the earth and running all the way through your system and sort of coming out of the top of you, sort of like a whale, releasing, there we go, haha, releasing a spray and breath through the top of their head. So it comes up through the feet and out through the head. And this is one direction. Nice, okay. And now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm starting from the sun star. I'm going to adjusted it slightly, and now again we're going to imagine with every strike the energy effortlessly, abundantly, and perpetually coming down from above, running through our whole systems, and then now going down through the feet. So we've already engaged with the up current of energy, and now we're engaging and really plugging into and strengthening the downward current. It's interesting, it has really been raining all morning, and the minute I started to talk about the sun star and it coming through, I noticed a little bit of light on the floor there, and it's because it's, even though it's still a rainy day here in Georgia, the sun came out. Whew. To really help us manage Wow, I guess that's it. You know, the topic that I didn't know I was going to do is how can we manage the unpredictability of being human during this time? For those of you who are familiar with the Schumann resonance, which is a certain sort of standing current that is always happening on the Earth's surface, that has been registering differently than it typically does between the natural events, the man-made war and strife, and then just our own personal mortal coils that we make it through every day. Really, how can we accept, not just manage the unpredictability, but when things are unpredictable, uncertain, or we just realize that we're kind of having an experience and we're not really sure what prompted it. How can we stay centered, stay gracious with ourselves and with others? And how can we trust that sort of this too shall pass? That if we're having an intense emotion or an experience that feels really big, how can we sort of weather it with grace and know that it will ebb just as surely as it came. It will also recede. I'm going to try a different frequency in this sun star. Having a hard time getting the tone to really open up and sound beautiful, because whatever we're having to work with on any given day, any given hour, any given anything, we have to be able to return to center. We have to be able to find the sort of central presence in ourselves that's always there. We have to be able to return to it, find it, realize we've gotten sort of pulled askew, notice that we've gotten pulled askew, and then return, be able to return to center and know that we can ride out any storm, any sort of flurry, if we're in the safe space in the center. I am going to use a crystal in the sun star just to bring a little bit more coherence and try and open up, access, you know, the energy that's available and abundant to us, this sort of photonic, plasmic, ether substance, invisible goo that we walk through and breathe and float through, and all the planets are floating through it and everything all the time. It's always there. So if people feel like they've like the energy isn't there or that sort of thing, that's not really true. It's always there. It's, are we open to it? Are we clear? Are we receiving? Is our sort of aperture open? Is the valve open? Because the energy's always present. So are we receiving all of the fuel that we can to get through and do what we need to do? There we go. All right, that opened up a lot. That went from like a trying to suck something through a little cocktail straw to sucking something through a garden hose. That is so much better. All right. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to come around. I'm actually feeling like this is really all we needed to do today, is just get the 2 points grounded in. I feel I kind of want to lift up. See, I think I'll do a series of the 417 and then the 528 forks, and I'm just sort of out of the collective heart chakra. I'm just gonna do a couple of columns up, because now that I got the Earth Star and the Sun Star activated and sort of the energy body plugged in, there we go. I just want us to be able to proceed forward through this day and through this week. With a lot of ease and a lot of grace, whatever your individual experience is comprised of, and whatever it is that you have to make it through, may you be able to navigate the unpredictability and uncertainty with just a lot of alacrity and joy, and knowing that you are sort of tethered to a safe harbor inside. That in the span of a breath you can return to center. And move with ease going forward. Very nice. All right. Beautiful. That was a beautiful tone. All right. I am just going to wrap up the system. To wrap up the energy body with the 528. All right, you guys. That was the tuning for January 13th. Here's to more videos in 2020. I'm really looking forward to all my offerings this year. Things will develop as we get a little further into the year. You can always visit RebeccaCarner.com for more information on tunings or to book yourself a private session. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Have a great one. Be well.